Hey guys, it's Deplorable Deb. I'm coming on now, and this is a recording. This isn't live. I have to get a message out to you guys, especially from Linwood. Linwood, one of the attorneys, you know who he is. He represented Nick Sandman, who then sued CNN, and he's also helping the other young man that was arrested in Kenosha. Okay, the young guy that was 17. But first, let me read you Linwood's tweet today. He says, this was 3 hours ago, so please listen carefully. He said, today is a great day to go to President Trump's homepage and read his messages carefully. Trump is going to trump them all. And what Linwood did is he posted this beautiful picture that says, every lie will be revealed. President Trump is a truth giver. When President Trump speaks, listen carefully, very carefully. Pray for our country and our president. Pray for all. L. Linwood. Hashtag fight back at Fight Back Law. So on those instructions, I shall go over to our president's Twitter page. Okay, 58 minutes ago, the president retweeted Andrew Hint. Breaking. Wisconsin election commissioner, after seeing President Trump's recount petition and objections, is trying to change the recount manual at an emergency meeting tonight at 6 p.m. to make objections harder to make. This must be stopped. Reading it again. This is from Andrew Hint. Breaking. Wisconsin election commissioner, after seeing President Trump's recount petition and objections, is trying to change the recount manual at an emergency meeting tonight at 6 p.m. to make objections harder to make. This must be stopped. The president retweets Eric Nesbitt. This afternoon, which was 2 days ago, I joined my colleagues in calling for a full independent audit of the recent election prior to the certification of results. We have seen a number of allegations that range from outright fraud, if true, to terrible mistakes that need to be corrected. And right here, you would see all the letters, all the affidavits, and all who signed. See? Okay. 4 hours ago, the president tweeted, thank you, Darrell Issa. So nice. So Darrell Issa, Trump on par with Lincoln, Reagan, and this is at foxnews.com. So it says Darrell Issa said Trump on par with Lincoln, Reagan with value added to the Republican Party. Let's see what it says here. Hold on.
Stand is precise. No margin for error.
I have a feeling.
Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past.
Let's see.
Live pictures looking down Pennsylvania Avenue from the White House to the United States Capitol, and Pennsylvania Avenue is packed with President Trump supporters and MAGA flags as they have convened on Washington.
I don't know if this is
to support President Trump. They're upset about the election results, if you want to call them results, or the state of the election as it is right now. And they have come from all over the country. We're joined by California Congressman-elect and former Congressman Darrell Issa, a man of many titles, just not congressman at the current moment, but will be come January when you're sworn back in. We appreciate you joining us, sir. Have you ever seen anything like this in Washington?
The only thing I've ever seen like this involved breaking windows and rioting. This is as many people decided except positive. Flags waving, American pickup trucks galore. It's that sort of an event with people very much showing their support for the president. I think more than anything else, trying to raise his morale. And without a doubt, it's the one time in which the stores don't have to close and put boards over their window because it's been completely not only nonviolent, but a happy event.
Yeah, I said earlier, I've never seen any stores looted by Trump supporters, and I've been in quite a few of the, shall we say, disturbances over the past couple of years. Real question, though, does this prove that this is now and forevermore, or at least for the foreseeable future, the party of Donald Trump?
I believe that Donald Trump has added to the Republican Party just as Lincoln did and Reagan did, and Goldwater did. And these are lasting. People still mark each of those historical figures in a very special way. And so I think when you take the party of Reagan and you add Lincoln and then you add Trump, you get our party.
Wow, that is high cotton, as they say where I come from, to put the current president with Reagan and with Lincoln. Congressman Darrell Issa, former congressman, soon to be congressman. We appreciate it, sir. Okay, so the president wanted you to see that. Okay, so then we go on to, he retweets a tweet from November 6th. More reports of voting machines switching. Romney votes to Obama. Let me read this again. More reports. This is from 11/6 of 2012. More reports of voting machines switching. Romney votes to Obama. Pay close attention to the machines. Don't let your vote be stolen. On my earlier live video that I did on YouTube, I said that this goes back to the 2012. Telling you now, I do not believe that Obama won. But the odd thing is, Romney must have been part of it because the last 3 months, he disappeared. Plus, we're hearing that Romney also has some ties with these machines. So we don't know what's up is up. Okay, the president retweeted Carl Becker, Michigan break-in. Watch as Democrat state rep elect Abraham Ayash threatens the children of Wayne County Board of Canvassers member Monica Palmer. Now, I also was going to show you this video anyway because I posted it on Parler. This is terrible. He should be arrested. I want you to think about what this means for your kids who probably go to chilling. Listen to this. These are the two Republicans last night that was on a board with 4 people, 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans, I believe, that when we were told that they were going to halt on the certifying, right? All of a sudden, I hear that something happened, all the audio went out, then an hour later, here comes the report that they changed their mind. And this is why. This is why, and this needs to be investigated. Watch this.
And what that tells us is you, Miss Monica Palmer from which has a history of racism, are deciding to enable and continue to perpetuate the racist history of this country. And I want you to think about what that means for your kids who probably go to and when they see all their black classmates and they know that, and what that tells us is you, Miss Monica Palmer from which has a history of racism, are deciding to enable and continue to perpetuate the racist history of this country. And I want you to think about what that means for your kids who probably go to and when they see all their black classmates and they know that, and what that tells us is you, Miss Monica Palmer from which has a history of racism, are deciding to enable and continue to perpetuate the racist history of this country. And I want you to think about what that means for your kids who probably go to
Hear that?
And when they see all their black classmates, and they know, and what that tells us is you.
I have the full video, but they did it that way. Now, 6 hours ago, that was 2 hours ago, or 8 hours ago. Now, 6 hours ago, the president... I don't watch Fox at all, so I don't know any of this.
8%.
Watch this.
This whole Georgia recount thing, you know, in Fayette County, they had 2,600 ballots not counted. Floyd County, 2,700 ballots not counted. That's about 7 and 8% of the total voters in those counties, Brad Blakeman. I mean, this is significant. If it was a larger county, or if a larger county turns up, you know, this is one of those things that is a big issue.
This is an outrage. Every American should be outraged by the dysfunction of our national voting system, having 50 different standards. If anything, it shows a light that we need a national uniform voting standard for all 50 states. We should be voting the same in California as we do in Alabama, as we do in New York and elsewhere. And thank God for Donald Trump not conceding, because we would have never known these things. This would have been swept under the rug. The press wouldn't have focused on it. Donald Trump is doing a great service in exposing the dysfunction and the criminality and the negligence and the incompetence of our voting system. You know, it's not the Russians or the Chinese who are interfering with our election. It's us.
Amen. Amen. I'll tell you that. And I'm glad the other one shut up. So, I don't know. Maybe Fox is... because I haven't watched any daytime Fox since what happened on election night. Now, 7 hours ago, the president tweets, says Floyd County, Georgia. Watch this. Look at this.
So originally, you had said that was the end of it. So what changed?
The count. I mean, I know that there are 10 of the batch sheets.
So you're missing batches?
No. I gotta get the box.
Oh, okay.
They're in 1, 2, 3. They just didn't turn. See how that one's turning tells me where it is, so we didn't pack our stuff on the wagon trip.
Yeah. Okay, so I thought when you guys had finished completing that box in the other room, you said that was the last of the ballots.
I thought so too.
You thought so too? And then is it the numbers they're getting to suggest that you're missing some, or?
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's not lining up, but we also know that they're here.
Is it like a precinct missing, or like
No.
what?
It's 10 batches. We know they're 26, and when we broke the admin down and did the RLA, we put them into 26 batches.
Yeah.
And my things are only 11 through 26, so I know.
11 through 26. Okay, so you're missing 11 batches.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta find my pins.
Okay. Trying to figure out what's going on. Yes.
You know, and you know what gets me? This COVID crap, okay? All part of this. And then they have the mask on, and you can't even understand. They do that more. They do that more. That's what aggravates me with people wearing masks. You can't understand them, and it's disgraceful, I'll tell you right now. Okay, 8 hours ago, the president tweeted, he said, the great state of Michigan, with votes being far greater than the number of people who voted, cannot certify the election. The Democrats cheated big time and got caught. A Republican win, he said. Then 8 hours, he tweets again. In Detroit, there are far more votes than people. Nothing can be done to cure that giant scam. I win Michigan, he says. 8 hours ago, the president is quoting, let me see, unless this is in two parts. The numbers have not improved. It is still 71% out of balance, stated Wayne County, Michigan canvassers. There is widespread irregularities in poll numbers. There are more votes than people. The two harassed Patriot canvassers refused to sign the papers. 9 hours ago, the president tweeted, they wouldn't let Republican poll watchers into the counting rooms. Unconstitutional. 9 hours ago, the president tweeted, the Georgia recount is a joke and is being done under protest. Even though thousands of fraudulent votes have been found, the real number is in matching signatures. Governor must open up the unconstitutional consent decree and call in the legislature. The president knows more about the stuff with election than they do. 9 hours ago, the president tweets, Mike Sachs, here's the Pennsylvania Supreme Court's 5-2 majority opinion rejecting the Trump campaign's claim that Republican observers didn't get meaningful access to watch the voting count. And the president said, wait a minute. And the president said they didn't even allow Republican observers into the building to watch. A terrible insult to our Constitution. And this is what they said. In sum, we conclude the board did not act contrary to law in fashioning its regulations governing the position of candidate representatives during the pre-canvassing and canvassing process, as the election code does not specify minimum distance parameters for the location of such representatives. This is bullshit. Critically, we find the board's regulation as applied herein were reasonable in that they allowed candidate representatives to observe the board conducting its activities as prescribed under the election code. Accordingly, we determined the Commonwealth Court's order was erroneous. Thus, we vacate that order and reinstate the trial court's order. They're saying that it didn't matter if they were across the room. That is totally ridiculous, and they're bought and paid. This is what I'm telling you, and the president wants everybody to understand what is happening now. They're even undermining laws and the Constitution coming from these judges, because they're not judges, they're activists. 9 hours ago, the president retweets Reuters. The November 13 to 17 opinion polls show that Trump's open defiance of Biden's victory in both the popular vote and electoral college appears to be affecting the public's confidence in American democracy, especially among Republicans. The president said, this was a rigged election, no Republican poll watchers allowed, voting machine glitches all over the place, meaning they got caught cheating, voting after election ended, and so much more. 10 hours ago, the president retweets Adam Brewster, breaking. The Wayne County Board of Canvassers had just unanimously voted to certify the results of the election and called on Michigan SOS Jocelyn Benson to conduct an audit of the unexplained precincts in Wayne County that did not match. The president says wrong. At first, they voted against because there were far more votes than the people. Sad. Then they were threatened, screamed at, and viciously harassed, and were forced to change their vote, but then refused as American patriots to sign the documents. 71% mess. Don't harass. 10 hours ago, the president retweets the New York Times. President Trump received 10.1 million more votes across the U.S. than he received 4 years ago, including in areas with a majority of Hispanic voters. President said, and I won the election. Voter fraud all over the country. Voter fraud all over the country. 10 hours ago, the president retweets Josh Lederman. The Floyd County, Georgia Election Board confirms to NBC News the audit found 2,500 to 2,700 votes that weren't counted. At this time, we don't know for sure what went wrong, says board members Melanie Conrad. The president said, Trump votes. They were Trump votes. The president retweets Claire Sims, breaking at Georgia Secretary of State. Office confirms Floyd County has found 2,600 ballots during audit. Says Secretary Raffensperger wants the elections director to step down at Fox 5 Atlanta and at Georgia Poll. 20 hours ago, the president retweeted Claire Sims again. At Fox Atlanta Poll, Senate runoff extremely tight. At Governor Kemp's approval rating slips. It slipped. So, the president said, wow, Governor Kemp will hopefully see the light before it's too late. Must finally take charge. Two great senators, why do so much for Georgia and truly love the USA, are in a must-win battle with two incompetents who don't have a clue. The president retweets Josh Kaplan. Michigan Republican Chair Laura Cox praises blocking of certifying Wayne County election results. The people of Michigan deserve to know what happened in Wayne County. This action would allow more time for us to get to the bottom of these deeply troubling irregularities. The president said, well, it's really quite simple. You just can't have more votes than people. 21 hours ago, the president retweeted the election wizard. The refusal of Wayne County, Detroit to certify their election results is a huge win for President Trump. The Wayne County Board found the number of ballots cast did not match the number of people who signed in to vote. President said more votes than people, and that is the least of it. 21 hours ago, the president retweeted the election wizard again. The total number of ballots cast in Wayne County was about 863,000. Without Wayne County, Biden's lead in Michigan would flip to 177,000. Trump lead. So yes, certifying in Wayne County is a big deal. The state of Michigan will now be tasked with attempting certification. And I also believe that if they do it, when they know that there's two different numbers, they could be, that's a crime. I'll tell you right now. So the president said, flip Michigan back to Trump, Detroit. Not surprisingly, has tremendous problems. The president, 22 hours, retweets Kayleigh McEnany. After presenting 234 pages of sworn affidavits, raising allegations of fraud in Wayne County, Michigan voting, the Wayne County Board of Canvassers have declined to certify their portion of the Michigan vote. This was last night, where she says joining Sean Hannity with more at 9 p.m. While she was on that show is when they flipped. 22 hours ago, wow, Michigan just refused to certify the election results. Having courage is a beautiful thing. The USA stands proud. And then the president, this is coming from 2 days ago, retweeted. The rate of rejected mail-in ballots is 30 times lower in Pennsylvania this year than it was in 2016. This is why they kept our poll watchers and observers out of the sacred voting counting rooms. The president retweets Jim Jordan. In Oregon, you can be jailed for having too many people over for Thanksgiving. But if you want to riot and loot in Portland, no sweat. 2 days ago, all of these I already read. Not this one, let me see this. Yeah, I read these yesterday when I was on. Okay, I'll read you this again where he let go of Chris Krebs. The recent statement by Chris Krebs on the security of the 2020 election was highly inaccurate in that there were massive improprieties and fraud, including dead people voting, poll watchers not allowed into polling locations, glitches in the voting machine which changed votes from Trump to Biden, late voting, and many more. Therefore, effective immediately, Chris Krebs has been terminated as director of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. See all these people that are on? So that's it for the ballots. Let me see. I believe. Yeah. I'm going to let you listen to the video of the threat, okay? Because this, you know what he was doing here? He was doxing her. I'll tell you right now. Watch this.
I was on the ballot, and I'm the state rep-elect for House District 4, and we have been without a state representative since March 29th because my friend and state representative passed away from COVID-19. Now, your refusal to certify the election today, despite me not having any challenger on the ballot for the partial term, despite having no one filed to run as a write-in, will continue to deny the people of House District 4 of Hamtramck and Detroit, that is majority black, to have a voice in the state legislature. Now, Ms. Palmer, you mentioned how you want to change that the laws have to be changed by the legislature. I can tell you this much. Let me go to Lansing and we'll get to work. Now, let me be also very clear about this. The party that you are a part of had complete control over our state government for 8 years, and they did not do a single thing. So while you may show us your caucasity today in refusing to certify the election and making note that you are okay with certifying all of Wayne County except Detroit, know that we see what's happening. Know that there's nothing other than Jim Crowing that is going on right now, and recognize the facts. The Republican Party's major candidate has sued over 25 times across the country, and he failed. Know the facts. You, as the Board of Canvassers, do not decide who is to be elected. The voters do. Know the facts. You are standing here today telling folks that Black Detroit should not have their votes counted. And know the facts. You are certainly showing that you are a racist. You may say that you are not. You may claim that you are not. But let's be very clear. Your words today and your actions today made it clear that you are okay with silencing the votes of an 80% African-American city. And what that tells us is you, Miss Monica Palmer from Grosse Pointe Woods, which has a history of racism, are deciding to enable and continue to perpetuate the racist history of this country.
Did you hear that? And then I think he went on over here. Let me see.
Palmer from Grosse Pointe.
Right.
And what that tells us is you, Miss Monica Palmer from Grosse Pointe Woods, which has a history of racism.
Is this the way our country's going to be? That when you don't agree with them or that, it out comes the race card? How are we ever going to have a country? Again, this shouldn't have been allowed. Nobody, they are on there, nobody should be attacked like this. This is really sad. We're gonna end up losing our country because this is what they do. But meanwhile, they don't care that there was fraud. Okay, fraud. Unbelievable. I'll talk to you again, guys. Love yous. Bye-bye. I had to get this out, so share it, please. Thank you.